Hey, welcome back to my channel. We're definitely in a beast system right now, and a lot of people are feeling the pull, and you've had awakenings and just people not knowing what to do. There's been a lot of things taken from a lot of people because there's a switch, in a sense, of things. And when beast wants something, they're set to get it. And that is through little gods that are attached to them and married to them, pulling things. How does something like that happen? Well, it's called being merchandised out. And in America, that's kind of what happened. We were merchandised out. So you can have slaves. Back then, they would say it was okay because of Ephesians. It talks about slaves. But um, that was for blacks. Now, when was it done to whites? In the 60s and 70s. We had some people that were making agreements. We had fathers and so-called mothers as witches merchandising people. And so what does that mean? It means that they allow something to come into the homes of people. And why was that done? Because they promised a black man 40 acres and a mule. The mule is related to the donkey that Christ rode out on. And there's some last days, of those kind of things playing out. So what do they want? Well, the donkey would be considered as, those going against God, having abortions, these kinds of things, and being sold out to a system or anybody in sin. And so those that have put us into those things are also in sin. So it's like no winning for either party, because it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than it is for a camel to get through the eye of a needle. So the people that they've tied this money around are the ones like where the cankerworm is able to steal. So that's merchandising out in Job. Job is, it says, is God moving things, how he wants to move them here, there. He's got to put water on the deserts and different things like that. So there's a magnetic pull from the money and the current. These are water kind of systems, currency. These are things that are done in the waters above, and how things are moved and how the gods are going to move them. So we have witches that are tied to these different things that have played out in pyramid wars and god wars and things before, we got here, because you've got Adam and Eve, but Cain was afraid that somebody was going to kill him. So we know that there were people here before us. So all of these things were playing out. And in this merchandising out, when they do place money upon you, normally you have a spirit sent out. This has been happening for years and years and years. Spirit sent out, like a lustful spirit attacking the men in the families or women, and then they that kind of dwindles down to the children. And there's ties to spirits that the child doesn't even really remember making, likely. So that's why they attack the child. It says they will care nothing about your children. So those are the kind of things that come about. So when the sin is full grown, the whole world experiences as a Hancock movie kind of thing, where there's these two people that come together, do a last dance kind of thing, and like a prophet and a lady. And it's probably happened all over the world as well, but they go into this thing, and a dragon's created, and they're worshipped as gods, and then God is like going off, like, how are you going to worship other gods, or like this money, gold, these kinds of things, and he's about to kill so many, and because it's a worship of things that are happening, and things that are being traded and pulled from people, these kinds of things. So land grabs and just all kinds of things that go on. So I had no idea of, any of these kinds of things, but it played out. And it's a definite beast system, and they're not really done. So we're now in a crypto kind of thing. The bill was done, and a tree cut down, as a tree was cut down in Germany. They call it an oak being cut down, and I was stagnant. I couldn't really do anything because I'm just like PTSD in a sense, like, what is happening? What is going on? I couldn't move, and I was delayed, I believe, by angels and spirits and things, and I couldn't really do much. I was just stunned. It's like I turned this way and this way. I was blocked on every end and trying to get things accomplished. There were so many things that I wanted to say, wanted to get done, but just delay after delay after delay. So now they're going on with the currency, and it's a digital currency. So your digital signature is really important to them and things that would play out in the digital world. So is it something that is good? In my opinion, no, it's not good at all, because it's actually wrapped up, and it's kind of like that's how it's happened. Like they call it new worlds coming about, and energy pulls. They can tie something to. It says in Genesis for the earth to renew itself and things like that. Well, people have been given these codes on how to do these things, or they've done it probably. They used to probably do it like on smaller pyramids and bringing forth new trees and things when they died, and how can we get this to replenish. So there's probably that, but now it's like a whole different kind of ball game. Not just bringing forth animals, but actually hurting and killing. Anyways, they have turned us into, in a sense, in the mind frame of, if we think we're apes, then you're in the animal kingdom. If they can get you thinking, you're this or you're that, or give you immunizations that have different things in it, then your blood kind of changes, and then you're, a monkey from the polio stuff, or you're this or you're that. So this is kind of the thing that happens in the pyramid system. It's like they can treat you any kind of way because you've sinned against God, because you're tied up with money and an idol, golden calf situation. So you may think you have like this greatest relationship with God, but when you give somebody your birth certificate, a social security, a security is traded, and your strawman, your capital letter name, is traded. So there's money wrapped around you. And when you get the driver's license, you're giving them the permission to drive you. So it's a signing yourself away, in a sense, to be in the system. Was this done? Yes. And we're in a Gog and Magog situation to see who's going to win the capital, meaning capital letter names, when it was sold out. And that's where we're at in churches of Asia kind of thing right now. I'd like to say I'm so sorry for any sins that I've committed, anything that may have caused any harm. And if you're struggling right now with anger, lust, just complete poverty, these are some of the reasons why. You've been wrapped up, it says, by a cauldron. A cauldron is done by witchery, and there's anger involved there, it says, and so many other things. You can get diseases by sleeping around. It says that there's just all kinds of stuff and whole system kind of thing, like the soul, where they can send out viruses, that can send out like all kinds of things through the soul, because that's where things are done in the upper attachments, per se, like where the eye is and where they have control of these things we don't know. This is where different gods sit, and people that run those things in a cave. It talks about So anyways, that's what I got for now. I'm gonna leave you with that, and I'll be back with another video. Thanks. Bye.